Well, hello everybody. It's Lisa Freeman here from stampingwithlisa.com, and thank you for joining me today. If you're watching, hopefully there's some of you guys who have lunch break or you're at home and you have some free time to join me for this tutorial. So today I'm going to be showing you this it's a 8x10 framed art that I did in a class last week, and it was so much fun. I love doing framed art, and I just bought a new house last year. A lot of you guys know that if you've been watching my videos. And so I'm trying to do my stamp room in all stamping stuff. So a lot of the things on the walls are framed art. So I wanted to show you how I did this. A lot of you guys have requested it because I showed it in my last video and a couple other videos. So I'm going to show you everything that you need, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me just get my computer going. Hey Susan, hey Sharon. All right, so let me put this aside. And well, if you want to take a picture of it real quick, you can, and then you'll have it. And then I'll put down everything that you need. So, all right, let me see if I can put this down so I can see it while we're going. Well, it's not gonna stay there. I need like a bigger desk. Okay, all my stuff's falling down. All right. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna use the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set and the embossing folder and the dies. And I've already done a lot of this ahead of time, so you know the video is not going to be an hour and a half long. So, oh, thank you. And then here is the paper products. So you need an 8x10 piece of white cardstock, and then an 8.5 by 6.5 Seaside spray, and then 6x4 crumb cake, 5.5 by 3.5 shimmery white, and hopefully you guys can see all this. A 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 crumb cake, 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 shimmery white, 3 3/4 by 3 crumb cake, 2 pieces of 1.5 by 2.5 shimmery white. And then 2 of these, I've already gone ahead and cut them out and embossed them. So that was 2 pieces of 5.5 by 4 1/4, so just a quarter sheet of shimmery white. And then I went ahead and cut it out and embossed it for you. So that's everything that you need, and hopefully all that is in the paper, in the screen. If you want to take a screenshot of it, and then I'll take the stickers off. Okay, looks like it's all on the screen. I'll slide it over just a little bit. Okay, all right, so let me take all these Post-its off. And the good thing about watching a video, you can always rewind it and watch it again if you missed anything. Okay, so I did a lot of the stuff ahead of time. Oh, and you need this 8x10 shadow box frame, and I got these at Michael's. They were 3 for like, I don't know, $20, and I think I got them on sale, but now they aren't on sale anymore. They have them as these like everyday, I don't know, prices, so they don't ever go on sale anymore, but I think they lowered the price a little bit. All right, so we're going to start with the white piece, this white piece, these white pieces, and the crumb cake. So you really don't have to stamp anything on these 2 pieces. They're just kind of the background. All right, so on the first white piece, and this was the one that was 5.5 by 3.5. We're going to start with the sand, and this is Sahara Sand ink. Did I tell you we're using High Tide too? So this is from High Tide, and you know what? I think this is retiring, which stinks because I use this stamp set a lot. I'm going to put some scrap paper under here. All right, so this is where the lighthouse goes if you have this set, but I'm going to do it upside down, and I'm going to do the sand down here. So just down at the bottom, and I'm just going to kind of tap it on there because I don't want it to show the actual stamp itself. So I want it to kind of look like sand and not just that exact stamp. So just do that a couple times, and there you go, you got some sand. Then we're going to take the crumb cake pieces, and I'm going to do the same thing on that around the edges. So I did this the first time without doing this on the edges, and it just looked too plain, so I really wanted to add a little bit of color around the edges. So you just tapping that all around and on every piece of crumb cake. So I hope you guys are having a great day today. It's hump day. Remember that commercial with that camel? Hump day. Hey, Deborah, you got me live today. Yay. Now you can make this one. Susan says, I'm going to be rewatching so I can write everything down. Well, the good thing is you can take a screenshot too. That's what I always do when I watch videos. I take screenshots, so then I can just take a picture and get everything from that picture, so I don't have to write it down again. Okay, so that's all we do. So that's all of the crumb cake pieces and your, oh, I'm going to sponge that too. So these pieces we don't need anymore. The crumb cake, we're done with that. And then this one, I'm just going to take, and this is shimmery white. I don't know if you can see the sparkle on there, but it's really pretty. I'm going to take the same color, the Sahara sand, and I'm just going to sponge it a little bit too. So that'll blend it just a little bit better. And doesn't it look like sand? I love this stamp. I'm going to have to just keep it because, you know, every year I always save 3 or 4 stamp sets that I just can't bear to get rid of. All right, so that's it for the sand. Then we're going to do the water, and that's going to be in Seaside Spray. And this one is also from the High Tide. This is just the water stamp. So I inked it up. I'm just going to set that aside a second. I inked it up and then did it right above that sand area. And then ink it. I mean, don't ink it. Just stamp it one more time and then ink it. And do it one more time over here. So you kind of have like a dark medium, I mean a dark and a light and a dark again. So then we're going to take the sponge or the blending brush, and these should be back in stock. Hopefully, they were supposed to be back in stock a couple days ago, but then they pushed it back to, I think, the 12th maybe. So we're going to go ahead and sponge all this, including the sky. So we're going to have a pretty blue sky, and the water will be a little bit darker. And as usual, I probably should have inked this pad up. It's starting to get a little bit dry. Hopefully this is not moving the, oh, you don't have your folder yet, I forgot. That's right, the folder's coming in, let's see, I think that's the 12th too. I don't know why, everything was supposed to come in on the 29th and then they pushed it back. I know, I'm sorry about that. All right, so we've got some like clouds and some ocean. And there you go. All right, so that's the background. Then we're going to put some birds in there. So I've got my black ink pad. This is Memento Black. And got my birds. They're not sticking very well though. You can tell I've used these to death, so they kind of lost their stick a little bit. I don't know how to fix that. I tried washing them, but it didn't help too much. So I'm going to stamp off on the one side here and get some birds on that side. Then I'm going to do it again over here. So then you kind of have different looking birds. So we've got some over here, some over here. And then that's all you need with that one. And then while I've got the black out, I'm going to go ahead and do my words. So on the one little piece, you're going to do your friends are like seashells. And that's also Memento Black. And we're going to do it right in the middle. So hopefully I'll get this straight. If you can't see it, I'm sorry, I got to pull it closer to me so I can try and get it straight. And then we're going to do the other words on the very bottom of this piece. Oops, I hope that didn't just shake. And then put that down. All right, so we've got our words done. I think that's all we need with the black. And next we're going to do the shells. So I'm going to start with, let's see, let's start with the pink. So this one is Blushing Bride. And this, mine is really juicy because I did re-ink this one, which I don't normally, I remember. But this is re-inked, so I'm going to stamp off and then stamp on here. And I think I'm going to put a pad under this just to make sure I get it really good on there. All right, and it's hard not to get my head over top of this, but I'm going to try to not get in there. It's much easier when you can look straight through it. The birds are also from high tide. Okay, there you go. And then we're going to do another one on this one because you need two. And another one. I hope my boobs aren't sticking out here because I'm leaning over. Hopefully I got this up far enough that they're not showing. And then we need one more on one of these. The one that we did not stamp with the words. So just as this is the plain white one. I'm going to stamp off again and then stamp right on here. I think I'm going to turn it this way though. And just stamp right on the middle of it. And there you go. All right, so that's the pink. So we're done with that one. And then let's go to blue again. So for the blue, I've got the conch shell, and we'll put that under here. So conch shell. Oops, my stuff's falling. All right, we've got one that gets cut out on here, and then one that's going to go on our white piece. Let me see if I can see it from this side. You guys know if you listened to the other day to my saga, my lawnmower broke and I had to push, you know, I have a self-propelled lawnmower. And so I was doing the yard, about halfway through it died and I had to push, and it's really a heavy mower. And my backyard is very steep, so I was dying doing that. So I found somebody to come fix it, and he came, he's like, well, I need to take it to my shop. And I was like, well, okay. So when are you going to bring it back? Because I need to mow again. And he's like, oh, I'm getting ready to go out of town for a couple days. And I'm thinking, couldn't you tell me that before you loaded it in your car? So now my grass is really needing to be mowed. And I don't have a mower. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Hopefully he's going to fix it and bring it back tomorrow. I hate that though. I need to back up everything. A backup car, backup mower. All right, we need one of these in blue. This is the little baby conch shell. And put it on there. And always make sure you give these a good press. And some people asked, isn't it hard to stamp since it's already embossed? No. I thought that too when I first did it, but it really comes out exactly the same. As long as you use the cushion, you shouldn't have any trouble with it. And then we clean this off and do another one in Sahara sand. I'm going to set that aside just for a second. So here's my Sahara sand. So we're just going to ink that up again and do another one. And then you got to cut all these out, but I already did that ahead of time, so it won't take me too long. And let's see, oh, one more thing with Sahara sand, the sand dollar. And this one goes on the Friends Are Like Seashells piece that you already did. So we're just going to stamp right on top of that. Oops. And just put a couple, maybe 3 on there is good. So we're done with that one. So this is really quick. If you have everything ready, I think, oh, one more thing with the blue. Let's do a little bit more sponging with the blender brush. So on this top one, the one that I did, the conch shell, I'm just going to sponge that really lightly. This is good exercise. When you do this, like, your whole body shakes, including your boobs if you have big ones like me. I just like, it's a good thing my table's sturdy or else the whole table would be shaking. All right, so there you go. We got, let me put a little bit in the middle. We've got a blue shell. All right, what are we missing? Oh, you like that? Hey, Wendy. All right, so, oh, one more thing. We've got the little baby shells. So those are in Smoky Slate. So we've got to fill these in on here. So we've got our baby clam shells. And I think we just need one of those and 2 of these. So while you have it out, you might as well go ahead and do it all. And if you get the shell a little bit crooked, it's no big deal because you're cutting it out anyway. So you can just trim around it. All right, I think that's all the stamping. Let me just double check. Yeah, pretty sure. All right, so we just have one more thing to sponge, and that's our grass. So, our seaweed. So I did go ahead and cut out all of these shells ahead of time, so you don't have to watch me cut. So I'll set those aside. So here they are, magically all cut out. And oops, I need to sponge that seaweed. So I cut this out ahead of time. This is from the very top. So on your die cut, it was just this top part right here. I just cut that out. So I'm going to sponge that with the mint macaron. And just be real careful because you don't want to tear it. Oh, Susan, you're going to make one as a gift for your friends. That's good. I know, since I had 3 classes doing this, so I've already made 4 because I had the original one plus 3 from class. Then this is another one, so now I have 5 of them. So I'll probably end up giving some away as gifts too. But it's nice because I think everybody loves it. I gave one that was similar to this one to my boss. She just left to go to another. I work at an urgent care center, and she just left to go to another one. And I gave her one. It was kind of beachy, but it was also the sailing set, and it had the anchor and all that stuff on there because she has a sailboat, and she loved it. So people really appreciate that when you make them something nice. All right, so now I've got everything cut out. So we're going to just put it together. Get all this out of the way. All right, so now we need our crumb cake pieces back. And we're going to put it all together. So, of course, the biggest ones go together. And you've got that border around there, so that looks really pretty. So we'll just glue that down with some green glue. And I call it green glue just because the bottle's green, not the ink, not the glue is green. And give that a good press. Yeah, the sailing one, it was like Sailing Home, I think is the name of it. It's got the sailboats and stuff, and like the anchor and the knot, and I think there's a lighthouse in it too. All right, these are different sizes. One is 1/4 of an inch bigger than the other one. So you gotta see which, the thinner one goes with the bigger piece, and then the 2 little ones go on the bigger one. So we're gonna glue that one down. I was really bad today. I'm on a diet, and so far I've lost 22 pounds. So I went to the doctor this morning to get my blood work and all that done, and I had to fast. So I had to go run all these errands after I finished, and I was really hungry. I was at Sam's, and I did not buy anything bad at Sam's, but then I went to Food Lion, and they had these raspberry danishes on sale when I walked in. And I'm trying to do low carb, like I'm not eating any sweets, and I've been doing it for like 3 months now, 3.5. And so I had to buy one of those danishes, and it was so good. I mean, I didn't eat the whole thing, I just ate a piece of it, but that was like the first sweets I've had in a while, and it was so good. I don't know what it is about sugar that it's like you just take a bite of sugar and it just gives you this like euphoric feeling, like, oh my god, it's so good. And I know it's so bad for you, but it tastes so good. Oh, all right, so then we're gonna put the shells down on here. So I'm gonna start with the big one. So first one I did was this little one, which is the bigger of the 2 clam shells, and I put it right down in the corner here. And then I'm going to put the conch shell on top of that, and I already put dimensionals on that one. So this comes together really fast, especially what I did is I just stamped all these ahead of time and then just sat there watching TV and cut them all out. So it doesn't take you too long. Oh, and you know what I want to do is put this one goes behind it, the one that's got kind of both pieces. So that's going to go like right there behind it. So let me just glue that down real quick. So what is y'all's favorite sweet treat? Mine is this ice cream that's at Kroger. That's called salted caramel truffle. It is like the best thing I've ever tasted, but I haven't had any this year. I had some like before Christmas, was probably the last time I had it. And it is the best ice cream I've ever had. Oops, I put enough glue on there. Okay, so then put this over so it hides the back of the bottom of the seaweed. And then we're going to do these two. Now these two I actually cut down smaller because when I put it on there it was too big. So what I did was I cut one of them, I cut 5 sections off. Actually, I think I cut 4. Yeah, I only cut 4 because that was too much. So you're just going to cut 4 little sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to cut that off and then it'll be the perfect size. So 1, 2, 3, 4 cut off. And there you go. So you get a smaller version. And you can kind of cut a little angle into it so it's not like such a straight line. And then that one just goes down flat. And I actually took this little piece I cut off and kind of stuck it behind it. So it looked like there was another one in the back of it. So I just put a little bit of glue on that and stuck that down behind it. Kind of like that. And then glued the whole thing down. But you don't have to do that. You could just stick the one down. But I thought it just looked kind of cool with both of them like that. And then I'm going to tuck that right under there. Hold that for a sec. And then we need our little baby conch shell that's in the Sahara sand. New York cheesecake with salted, oh my God, I love anything with salted caramel. That's my favorite. And let's see, working from home for a year. I know, I've gained weight too. That sounds really good, that cheesecake. All right, so then we've got this one. We're just gonna set right here. All right, so there we go. There's the first one done. And you can make this just a card, which I did a long time ago. I made pretty much this exact same one as a card. So you can do that too. All right, this one I cut down even more. So this one I cut like a ton of it off. So I went all the way to where that shaded piece is right there. So we're just gonna cut that all the way around. And you can save this piece too and do something with it. So that's the shaded piece right there. I'm gonna cut a little bit of a notch in there too. All right, so we're gonna put dimensionals on the back of that. And put that down right over top of this one. Yeah, see, if you use the whole thing, it'd be way too big. And then we're gonna put one of these little teeny ones on the front of that one. Is your house like covered in little dimensional backings like mine? I find them everywhere, all over the house. Oh, and you know what else I did? I put one of these opal rounds, and you can see I colored a whole bunch of them with the Stampin' Blends, but I'm just going to use a plain one on here. And put it, oops, the sticky part came off. Okay, there we go. All right, put one there. And then we're going to do the last piece. So this one, I've got some more seaweed on there. So we just put this, and actually I had another little piece, but we don't need that. I forgot to cut one. But I don't want to make you all wait while I cut some more stuff. I know you guys have lots to do, and I try to keep these videos like 20 to 30 minutes. So I don't take up too much of your time. All right, and then we've got another one that goes on with the dimensionals. This is the blue one, the Seaside Spray, and that's going to go right here. And then I've tucked this one right underneath it flat. Oh, and you know what else I did? So after I did the video the other day, one of my friends put a comment and she said, I really would like to see that with like a wash on the back. So this is what I'm talking about, the one I did the other day. This one. So this was the last video I did. So I did a color wash on the back. So I'm going to show you that at the very end, how I did that, because I thought it really came out cool. All right, so all this can just get out of the way. Then we got to put dimensionals on the back. And I probably should have done that ahead of time, but I couldn't have stamped on it then. So let's do that real fast. Oops. Got them all over the place. But you want to make sure it's popped up good. And thought of coloring the opal rounds. Oh my gosh, Susan, I color those, the pearls, the opal rounds, the rhinestones, everything. You can color pretty much any of our embellishments that are just clear or white with the Stampin' Blends. And it's permanent, so it doesn't rub off or anything. All right, so we got all that on here. Let me peel those off real quick. And then we're just going to put that on the blue piece. Let me get them all off and I'll do it at the same time. See why you need stock and dimensionals? Because you need about 1 billion of them all the time. Because I pop up everything. Okay. All right, so then we're just going to put this on the blue piece. This is Seaside Spray. So the bottom one goes first. And just center that. And you want about 1/4 of an inch all the way around the border. And then the smaller one goes on the left, and you want to line it up with this and still have that 1/4 of an inch border all the way around. So there we go. And then this one should fit perfectly right in here, straight even with this. And they're the same. All right, so it looks pretty good. And then I put nothing behind this. So this is just flat, straight on, glued down. So just put some glue on the back. Can y'all hear my chair squeaking? I hate this chair I have. Every time I move, it squeaks. All right, so center that on there. And then put it down. And with this green glue, you always have like a few seconds, maybe like 20 seconds to move it before you smush it. So there you go. All right, so then you want to put it in your frame, which I'm not going to do that because you guys know how to do that. So when you put it in the frame, you're all set. And then it'll come out like this one. So we're all done. So what do you guys think? Give me some hearts and let me know if you love it. And then I'm going to show you how I did the other one. So this one is the one that I showed the other day. So I did it on a white canvas. This was just from the Dollar Tree. They're $1. And I just made this whole thing and then just put it on with dimensionals right on there. Can you guys see that sparkle? Because I splattered it with the Misty Moonlight blend and the Wink of Stella. So I did the exact same one again, but this time I put it on one that I whitewashed. So I took the color Coastal Cabana. Let me get some scrap paper so I don't make a mess here. This is one of our aqua painters or water brushes. I don't know what they're called. They changed the name of it, but I think it's water brush. So it's just got water in it, and it's probably got a little bit of ink from doing this, but what I did was I just squirted it around the edge. So it should be clear, but that's okay. And just get it wet. Because the color goes down better if it's already wet. So get it good and wet, and then just dip it in the lid. So I squished the lid. I'll do it again. So if you squish it, then you have some in the lid. So then I'm going to just pick this up and squish a little bit more water out because I don't want it too dark. And then just kind of pat that all over. I tried not to just get it all solid and have different variations in the color, but when it dried, it kind of came out mostly the same color anyway. But just kind of splatter that on here, and it gives it a really pretty look. And you could actually just, I don't think you could stamp on here because it's not flat, because it's raised up about, you know, a little bit, and you wouldn't have anything to, unless you could find something to put underneath that, maybe you could stamp on it, but I don't know. So it does better if you just stamp it on paper and then glue it down. So that's what I did. I just whitewashed it like that. I mean, not white, color washed it. So then you get all that blue around the edge, and then this will be covered in the middle. And then I let that dry for about 30 minutes, and then it came out lighter. So I could have put more on this, but it dries lighter. And after it dries, then I did this, and I splattered the whole thing on this one, and it came out really pretty. So let me show you up close what it looks like. I like this big aqua painter. We have 3 sizes. It comes in like a small, a medium, and a fat one. All right, so here's the original one that just is white on the background. And then the second one, this one, is the one that was color washed. And then I also did the splatter over the whole thing, so you can see the difference in the two. So hopefully you can see that pretty good. So which one do you guys like better, the white or the color washed one? Send me a message and let me know. You guys are delayed a little bit. The messages don't pop up like right away. But let me know what you think of those. I think I like them both, but I think I do like this one better. It just gives it a little bit more color, and I love the splatters on the edges and the whole thing. That Wink of Stella splattering is the fun. That is so much fun. I love doing that. I'm going to start doing that on everything because I don't know if you guys heard, but the shimmer paint that I make the spray with is retiring. So I stocked up. I got about 5 of each one, so I can continue to use it, but once it's sold out, it's sold out. So hopefully it's still left. But you know, I put the shimmer paint and everything, and the Wink of Stella is almost the same as the shimmer paint, but it just comes in the little, what do you call it? Like a pen. So what I did was I just took it, I had the Wink of Stella, and I just opened it up, and I just tapped it like against a pen like this. You can do it with this too. So if you want to do it with your aqua painter, you could just put whatever color you want on that and do that, and it would splatter the same thing. So there you go. So we're all done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And don't forget, if you want to order anything, the retired list is out. So a lot of things are on sale. Oh, how do you make the spray? The spray is a shimmer paint. So you put in the alcohol first. You have to use 70% alcohol and fill it up almost all the way to the top. And then you take the shimmer paint, shake it up, and then I just go like that and pour, I don't know. I don't really measure it, but it's like probably 4 or 5 drops. Then shake it up, spray it, see how you like it. If you want more glitter, put a little bit more, but don't put too much because it'll clog it up. But you kind of have to experiment with it. So it's not, I don't really measure it, but you want it to kind of look like that milky color where you can see the glitter in it. You can always add more, but if you put too much, I don't know, you could pour some out, pour more alcohol, I guess. But don't forget, retired sale, go check it out on my website, stampingwithlisa.com. Make sure you see my name on there, Lisa Freeman, in my picture. And if you're on YouTube or Facebook, please leave me comments. Let me know what you think. And you guys have an awesome day. And I will, oh, don't forget to subscribe too if you're watching on YouTube. And I will see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.